So if we're going to review trucks, we might as well start with the one that is basically one of the best-selling vehicles of all time. This is the Ford F-150. It's the 2018 Ford F-150. And for those of you who pay attention to what the Blue Oval brand does, Ford has sold over 40 million F-Series trucks. That's a lot. The only vehicle that's sold in greater numbers than the F-150 or the F-Series is the Toyota Corolla. We don't really care about that one on this channel, do we? So what's new with the 2018 F-150? Well, the outside has been slightly nipped and tucked in spots. You can get a 10-speed automatic gearbox with this one. This is a limited. So it is the king of the hill, unless you consider the Raptor the one that can actually get to the top of the hill and be the real king of the hill. This, without jumping into Super Duty money, is it. This is the luxury truck. This is the most expensive one you're going to find when you're looking at which one to order. This is the one the boss drives. So why is the Limited so expensive? Well, it's basically like a fully loaded Mercedes E-Class in here. These seats are hilariously comfortable. I did not expect to love these seats as much as I do. They look good with this blue color scheme. The blue matches against the nice wood finish, and it's not like that high gloss wood. It's a more of a natural dark wood, which I really love, a natural wood tone instead of a high glossy fake looking stuff. Under the hood, there's no V8. This has the 3.5 liter turbocharged EcoBoost engine. It's no slouch though. It's making 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. That's more torque than the V8 makes. It's just a little bit less horsepower. It's a lot less noise, but the noise here isn't bad. Now, I feel like some of that noise is being piped in through speakers, so it's not true noise, but it sounds pretty good. The Raptor got a lot of crap when it first came out because people missed the V8, and I get it. The Raptor V8, the 6.2 liter one, sounds awesome. But the new Raptor, the Turbo Raptor, that noise grows on you. It has a very Pro 2, Pro 4 truck noise to it, like it's just clawing its way through some Baja sand. Here, if I pop this one into sport mode, because this does have selectable sport modes, there's normal, tow and haul, snow and wet, eco. I put it into sport. That's a good noise. Let's go back to normal, to just cruise and let the 10-speed do its thing. If you want to shift it your own, you can. There's a plus-minus button down here that a lot of you will be familiar with. Another neat feature you don't expect to find in a truck is lane keep assist. Push this button right here. Something lights up in the gauge to let you know that it's captured the lane markers. And then you can kind of just take your hand off the wheel and it fixes it. It's keeping me in my lane. See that? Steering wheel just moved. I don't want to hit that curb because it's raining, so it might miss something, but I'm going to let it go back this way. Oh, steering wheel just corrected it. So if you're cruising down the highway, maybe if you're towing, hauling something, you want a little bit of peace of mind to just keep this truck in its lane because trucks have gotten massive, that can help you do so. Or if you let somebody else borrow your truck and maybe they're not so confident behind the wheel of a truck, that's a great feature. Now, if you don't like it, it's off. Just turn it off. Pretty sweet little feature. So we're back to what makes this Limited so special. You have this giant sunroof here. You have heated and cooled seats up front. You have heated seats in the back. There is tons of room back there, by the way, because this is the full 4-door version. So you get a little bit less size in the bed, which isn't great. I had to use this truck to throw away an old mattress and box spring, and I had to have the tailgate down, and I had to have ratchet straps around it to keep it in place. With a longer bed, I could just close it up and I wouldn't worry about it, though I don't want the mattress flying down, onto somebody behind me on the freeway unless they're tailgating me, but I didn't say that. That's neither here nor there. So you do make do with the smaller bed, and it does have some more features. You press a button and the tailgate gradually flows down. There's some very untruck-like things in here, but why can't they be truck-like things? It doesn't have to be limited to just cars, sedans, and SUVs. Trucks can have nice features too, and this Limited is proof positive of that. Besides the heated and cooled seats, this has massaging seats for you and your passenger. So, well, the boss shows up to work, and if he has a brand new Limited, know that his behind is being coddled more than usual while you're out there sweating hard and working. But hey, someone has to buy the $65,000 truck, right? Oh yeah, that's right. This truck is $65,000. Now, I said E-Class, I didn't say S-Class, because because let's not get crazy. This truck is supremely nice inside. But there's a limit to the niceness. I've driven an F-150 Super Duty. I think it was a Platinum, and I mean, that was an $80,000 truck. And the money there, which is what the truck owner wants, is more of the engine. I think that makes 925 pound-feet of torque from its engine. And I was towing an old 65 Ford behind the truck, and you couldn't feel it going up California's Grapevine. I was laughing, passing Priuses. They were stuck in the left lane. The semi-trucks were in the right lane with their hazards on, as they should be going up there. I was shooting through the middle with a heated seat on, laughing my ass off. That truck was awesome. This truck is equally awesome without getting into Super Duty territory. Now, there are a few things that aren't perfect. This steering, the front end, there's a little bit too much feedback through the road. Now, I like feedback. I like to know what those front tires are doing. But this truck wears low-profile tires on 22-inch wheels. I get that they're going for a certain look, but the rear one doesn't fill the wheel well as it should. I really like sidewall, because sidewall can help any limitations in the suspension design. This has good suspension, but you're feeling a lot of jutteriness in the roads. California freeways aren't great, so I definitely feel those as well. And I feel like a lot of that problem would be solved with just a little bit more sidewall. It looks weird too. And then another thing, if you're spending $65,000 on a truck, maybe Ford doesn't need to make the optional wheel liners optional. Make them optional on the XL and XLT. Make them optional on the King Ranch if you want, but even that seems crazy. But I shouldn't be able to see through the rear end of my truck by looking at the tire. Now, it could make it a no-cost option to remove them if you don't want them, but if you're buying a Limited, this is a fancy truck. This is a luxury truck. I think the wheel liner should be thrown in as a standard feature at this level. Other great features it does have, though, an upgraded sound system. You're not listening through some tinny 4-speaker set. This has the B&O Play system by Harman Kardon. Now, B&O stands for Bang & Olufsen, but it's a Harman Kardon sound system. And that's because Harman Kardon bought Bang & Olufsen's automotive division. They didn't buy like the home and the personal headphones and home theater stuff, but they are doing their automotive stuff, and that's good because Harman really knows this space really well, and Bang & Olufsen stuff is pretty good too. So you combine them in the automotive space, you have a very nice sounding sound system. This has Ford Sync 3, so if you're familiar with it, it works. I feel like the graphical display itself is due for an upgrade, but as far as how it works fine. I have no complaints there. I like having a home screen that displays multiple things so I can see a little bit of the map, I can see a little bit of the audio, and a little bit of the phone. If I need to see more of any one of those, it's a quick press and I'm in. The display in front of me, tons of information as well. I can have my digital speedo up. I can have information if I'm towing and hauling. I have my brake trailer control right here, which I can adjust on the fly. I can see some off-road bits if I'm going to take this fancy Limited and get its 275/45 series tires filthy dirty, which would be fun. And then you'd be like, I should have got 18 inches with chunky sidewall, which you can solve in the aftermarket. That's not a huge issue there. But as it rolls down the road, it is quite a fine machine. There's a reason Ford sells a whole ton of these. Soon you're going to be able to get them with a diesel engine, which is great. Ford just announced that as we started rolling cameras today on this one. So if you want a little, like the baby Super Duty experience, you can get that with the Limited with the eventual diesel engine. As it sits, though, I know some of you are going to be like, I need that Ford V8. I need the Ford V8. Feel your pain. You want the 5-liter heater under the hood? That's great. The noise is there. There's something about having a V8 in a truck. I will tell you, you should test drive this EcoBoost because it is damn good. That is a damn fine engine under the hood. It might not make the same noises. I get that. But it has all of the capability. It has better fuel economy. That noise isn't bad, and the power is excellent. All right, so there's one more feature I want to show you that I didn't get to test because it's been raining and I have all sorts of other excuses and blah, blah, blah. But basically, this truck has a feature by which it can park itself. And I'm going to show you that now. I'm adding this in as like bonus content. Let me just make sure no one's coming, so hold on. Okay, so I'm driving up my road. I hit that park button. Now, it says it's searching for a spot, please pull forward. It's looking for a spot, looking for a spot, looking for a spot. Didn't do it that time. Oh. So stop. It found the spot, shift into reverse. So you can see what it says. So it's looking at all the stuff. That's the wheel. I'm holding the phone. My foot's on the brake. My other hand's over here. It's doing this all itself. That's pretty awesome. So then I have to hit the brake myself when we get close enough to this vehicle. So it's straightening out. It's finished. It's finished. Just parked itself. That's pretty awesome.